Yes, apparently now we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a special live. I hope people can see it because I can't see it anywhere else. So
it says live in the corner.
It says live, I know. I'm just thinking if it's gone up.
The duck's lying to us. StreamYard, why would you lie to us?
Yeah. Why would you do this, StreamYard?
So where do I look? I'm just trying to see where it is.
I'm having a look.
I don't feel as bad missing your live chats now because I can't find it.
Cheers. It says it's ready to go. Up and coming. Hang on, I know why. Fucking me.
Okay. No, I'm not allowed to fuck you. We're not allowed, Mark. Not allowed.
Nope, I know why. It's the most easiest thing that I thought would be the best thing. It would be the fact that I didn't set it to go. I set it to go private rather than normal.
If you want private time with me, just say.
I always get private time with you, especially since you're playing all that Fortnite now.
Hey, we will get you over there in the end. It gets the views. Like I was comparing my stats the other day, and like my Fortnite videos get like 3 times more views than everything else I play.
Nice. It's a good thing. I'm going to jump over and play with it as soon as I can. So let me just put it in.
Say that again. You may want to reword that, bro.
I'm going to play with it later.
Okay.
Ninja versus. So I'm just typing it out. Versus Ninja. Chat on Power Rangers. Okay. So let's post that link so everyone can talk about it. So post that. Who would win? I do not want to create an event. Thank you, Facebook. So let me load up one last thing. And then 2 people are watching, so that's probably me and something else. So I can keep an eye on the chat. So hello everyone. Today, you can post the link. But today, as I will give the intro to what we are doing, Johnny rings me up and he's like, Mark, I've got something we need to talk about. I'm like, oh, what is it, Johnny? What do you want to talk about? And he's like, there's a thing going around Facebook at the moment. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of things in the Power Ranger community. He goes, yeah, Ninjetti versus Ninja Storm. Who would win? And I'm like, oh, okay. Thinking I know the answer to this entire story, thinking, oh, it's going to be a thing. But no, you tell me something completely different. So we're going to talk about it because I know a little bit about the Ninja Ranger powers. I know about the Ninja Storm powers a little bit as well. But let's have a discussion. So that's the whole thing for today. Why do you think that Ninja Storm would get beaten by Tommy and his Power Rangers?
Oh, you had to mention Tommy. Let's just ignore names for now. As you know, I am the biggest fan of Ninja Storm. It's my favorite team. They are one of the strongest teams there, and apart from possibly Jungle Fury, I would probably argue that they could beat most teams, not including Super Megaforce, because they can use all the powers and everything, and I know that answer. So, you see it going around on Facebook, like you mentioned. It's like, Ninja Storm versus Ninjetti, and everyone is there going, Ninja Storm would win, hands down. Ninja Storm. They are ninja masters. They couldn't lose. They've mastered their powers. They win, no questions.
Yeah.
And my instinct is, I agree with that. Yeah, Ninja Storm's amazing. Right, next story. And then I was just thinking a bit. I was like, what do they?
Okay.
And you've got to kind of compare their feats, compare what they do, and compare generally the level of power that you're looking at. And there is almost nothing that the Ninja Storm Rangers did that can compete to some of the feats that we saw the Ninja Storm do. Not Ninja Storm. That's how much I normally defend Ninja Storm. The Ninja, like they had the Ninjetti powers for what, half a season, if that.
True. Yeah, they don't have it for very long.
They don't have it for very long, and they are there whipping out mind control, super speed, teleportation, giant growth, morphing without their morphers. like, yeah, good luck with any team, like, doing that.
So, because obviously with Ninja Storm, because we've got some people going in the chat. So we've got Sabi saying Ninja Storm versus Ninjetti or Alien. Jay's going MMPR because of Tommy Oliver. And
Where's
Orville,
the chat? I can't see the chat.
Well, load it up.
I thought it was down the side. It says private chat and comments.
That's between me and you.
Oh, okay. I can keep my conversation with you private. 1 second.
I would just literally think it because I can only see it on the sidebar.
Ah, there we go. Found it.
And Orville says, I think Ninja Storm because is going to win.
Sorry.
That's fine. I'm out of it. No.
It's enough for your stream.
I don't think because Tommy would be able to take the team because obviously the Ninja Rangers have a lot more experience. Right? Tommy's been using karate only, where I'm guessing Tori and all the others would just have like 1,000,001 powers. Like that would be it. They'd have millions and millions of powers. So I wouldn't guess that one. But one thing.
I am going to be I'm going to be very controversial here.
Okay.
If we are basing it on the Ninjetti powers, Tommy would probably be able to be at least one or two of the Ninja Storm Rangers.
Really? Which ones? We're talking all of them. We're not talking just like the main three. We're talking about Cam, and then the two brothers, and then we've got the Tori, Dustin, and Shane.
So all of the two main differences, apart from the extreme feats, is the Ninja Storm. Each of the Rangers are elemental based. Okay. They have the generic abilities. They have the super speed, substitution, and the fighting skills. They have those. Oh, and ninja speed. They have that. And then whatever else they have is all element based. It's Tori can do water cannons. Shane can run through the air. Dustin can go under ground. You've got lightning from the twins. They are very restricted to a certain extent what that is. Whereas when you then look at the abilities that all of the Ninjetti Rangers had, which I do have on a lovely list of things over here, because I'm cheating. Nope, that's the wrong page. That was trying to find the... Right, you've got similar abilities. So you have the flash step that you see them using for their super speed to avoid things. All of the Ninjetti are then able to burrow, which only Dustin can do out of Ninja Storm.
Yeah.
They're able to energy projection, so the Ninjetti Rangers are able to fire energy from their bodies, which isn't something that we ever see the Ninja Storm Rangers do. Okay. They obviously then have their water blast, air blast, and rock smashes as a bit of a comparison. They all have cloning, they all have smoke screen. Now the other option here is the Ninjetti Rangers have mind control.
When did they ever use... Oh, didn't they use that? It wasn't Aisha that she used it on the Tangos?
Correct. Aisha is able to use mind control on the Tangos, which you have to... You can either go two ways. You can assume that each of the Rangers had a different ability they could use and that it was unique to them, but they never said that. And you've got Giant Mode. They're able to grow themselves into Giant, as you see with Adam kind of squashing the Tangos. They are two things that the Ninja Rangers never showed, never achieved, and was never said to do, so we can assume they don't. Secondly, we see a couple of episodes of Ninja Storm where the Rangers are susceptible to mind control. They are susceptible to the mind abilities affect them, whether morphed or not. So they are already weak to that. There is already a massive hole there. And lastly, the Ninjetti, we see them merging with trees, rocks, and things, which is just nuts. It's like, you see the Tangos with Rocky. It's like, where is he? Looks to the left, looks right, looks around this tree. They can't see him. And then out of nowhere, it's like, here I am. And he just wipes them. Again, that is a level of power and a level of interaction that Ninja Storm never, ever showed.
Okay, sure. So we've got another one from Selby saying, Shane has a battleizer and the Zords have power spheres could have survived if it wasn't for the monsters and the Megazords hugging. Now, I will say for this one, the entire whole match isn't in their Ranger forms. It's only in ninjas, because at the end of the day, Shane could just whip out the battle eyes and just annihilate everyone really quickly. So we're gonna keep it to ninja versus ninja.
I'll touch on it briefly. In the morphed state. The Ninjetti Rangers never showed any of their ninja abilities once they had morphed.
So it was more like they lost it.
It would not be a fair fight.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I will completely agree with Emmanuel. The Ninja Storm Rangers would absolutely annihilate the MMPR Rangers once they are all morphed. But as in an unmorphed ninja versus ninja, what are our skills doing? I'd probably give it to Ninja Storm. Is quite critical. Not Ninja Storm, Ninjetti. I'm so used to saying Ninja Storm when.
So that's the main thing. Now, how many what about it's very hard to kind of figure out balance on power scaling, because there, unlike say like Dragon Ball Z and stuff, where you have like a baseline of like, oh, Goku is like 18 trillion billion million, put it in your bank account type thing, and that's different. So how hard would you go on experience? Because a lot of people say this, like Tommy versus someone, and they'll go, well, he's got tons of experience, but he's the Green Ranger. Be like, well, if you're using Mighty Morphing, he doesn't have like the 50 trillion abilities that he has when he's in Dino Thunder. So would you think like the main ability, because they've been training for a long time, that they would hold their own, or would it be Ninjetti a wipeout, like annihilation, like the fight would be over in like say 10 minutes?
So you do have a point. Like experience is quite critical, and it is quite key. And knowing what your abilities are, being handed something and someone just being like, "Hey, I'll go for it," is not the same as someone turning up and being like, "I've been doing this for years. Check this out." And yes, you've got the Ninja Rangers who have been doing their Ranger stuff for the 2-3 years they were doing it. But the Ninja Storm Rangers have been training for life. Like they start training. Well, actually, no, that's also debatable, because you see them taking on an intake of new students at the end. So it is arguable that they may well have only been doing it for a few years.
Does it say on Ranger Wiki, because that's probably going to be the one place we're going to go, Ranger Wiki Ninja Storm, because they could also, you've got Cam's been there pretty much since day one, because obviously his father is the sensei.
Was the sensei who never let him train?
You'd think that Cam would train, that at least he would do stuff.
I mean, he showed that he had basic hand to hand. So he had obviously been trained the very basic fighting, but it didn't show. He didn't learn the super speed. He didn't learn anything like that until he was morphed. You don't see any abilities outside that. It is quite key there. Going back to what we were saying about the experience, so I'm gonna be generous and bend it slightly, and assume that they have all got 3 years experience in fighting. You've got MMPR who have got their experience from each of their seasons, which even then, arguably, they don't have 3 years, because it's Rocky, Aisha, and Adam who didn't have season 1 or half of season 2's experience. Catherine, who was brand new. So Tommy and Billy are arguably the two most experienced fighters there. Yeah, that feels weird to say. So you've got Billy and Tommy, who've got the most experience, with the others being competent fighters. You've got all of the Ninja Storm Rangers who most of them have been training for a few years apart from the Thunder Rangers, who had been doing it from a young age. You see that from the flashbacks. So in that sense, the most experienced would be trained from a young age Thunder Rangers versus Billy and Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy's got his armor too. Again, in the Ninjetti outfits, because that's what we're going off, because it wouldn't be fair once we get it into morph. We can do the morph fight shortly if you want. Jay does Ninja Storm Rangers can hide in the shadows. That is also true. Just like the Ninjetti, we're able to ground burrow, shadow clone, and literally pull themselves into trees.
Yeah.
It's just like, and I'm gone. It's like, good luck trying to find me. And I'm here and I hit you. Like literally, Rocky could have just hid in that tree and just gone, I hit you. I hit you. I hit you.
One punch, that's it. You're done.
You know, in that sense, the hyper jump. Man can hyper jump on morphed. Hyper jumping, is that going into the Zords when they jump?
No, I'm guessing the hyper jump is like. So do you remember in Dino Thunder where they're against the evil ones and then they just literally go, oh, and it's like they're fighting really quickly. That's what I would say.
Sorry, I just watched you do the normal on the stream thing, and then half a second later, I saw your character go on YouTube. Why I was like, what? That is true. They can do the super speed hyper jump in the same way that the Ninjetti are able to do for their flash step, which is effectively super speed. Now it is arguable that they are near enough on par in speed. The flash step is blurred, and it is literally blurred movement. They are so fast. It's.
But
yeah.
Here's the thing, because this is just one thing that's just popped into my mind. So obviously, Jay first of all says Aisha, Adam, and Rocky were competitive ninjas. So obviously, but how long have they had to train? Like, you could train for a year and become, like, say, a certain level of ninja, or it could be something completely different. So that could be one.
If I remember correctly, I think the tournament that Aisha, Adam, and Rocky turned up in, I think that was like called the Ninja Tournament or something.
Yeah.
Which again, I would argue that the name of a tournament is more there as a cool name, not necessarily you are officially a ninja. Don't get me wrong. Adam is my favorite of the MMPR, and I do like them all as Rangers. But in regards to experience, they were lacking.
So here's the thing: would you say that this ability is only to Ranger form only? So do you remember when they go in straight for the attack? They have that like Japanese thing that pops up, and you just see them in the shadow. Like you just see the silhouettes. So like they could be like, oh, well, now we're going to use like the whole 6 attack against one person, and they go boom, 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 really quickly.
That ability you see in Ninja Storm, you don't see. Do you see that in the Ninjetti? I don't think you see it in the Ninjetti.
I don't know. That's the only one thing where you could literally, if you wanted, because obviously they're all going to be fighting one another, but you could have, say, Blake and Hunter turn around and go, well, okay, well, if we like kick back Rocky over there, we'll then turn our attention to Adam and then literally just attack him completely. So it'd be like take one out, because obviously it wouldn't be a death match. I would say that it's pretty much like once someone demorphs or literally can't stand, like, you know, you're not going to get Adam like doing the death kill to Shane and going like, you're down now. You know, be more of a I can't get up and then falls down, or an explosion of sparks everywhere.
Are we looking at morph now? Sparks?
No, this is no, because we're talking still like in ninja forms.
So I know that Ninja Storm do use the shadowed attacks, both morphed and unmorphed. So that's a however, there is situations where that attack has backfired and it fails. I'm pretty sure you see that in Super Megaforce. They go to use the abilities, go to do the shadow dance, and what actually happens is they get kicked through the through the blinds at the front.
It wasn't in thinking. It was in Gokaiger that they did it, because I've literally just watched all of Super Megaforce quite recently. So they use the attack, and then they use no, that's Samurai. They use like a No, I think they use it twice. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's a toss up between samurai. No, I think it is samurai that they use it, or Shinkenger basically. So Daniel also adds, MMPR Rangers have more experience than Ninja Storm Rangers, but when the Ninja Storm still had elemental powers from the schools unmorphed, not linked to morphers, but when MMPR and Ninja Storm lost their powers, MMPR was weaker than Ninja.
Again, I'll say debatable on that one, purely because when the Ninja Rangers lost their powers, obviously you have the epic end. Like, we may not still be Power Rangers, but we still have powers. It's like Earth Hour, and they blast Ninja off. It's like blasting off again, and that was like a dab. It's like dab to Rita / the.
Why would you dab?
I don't know. It's so 2008. I don't know when that's.
It's because you're playing all that Fortnite. That's why.
Don't make me get up and floss. I'm not.
No, don't floss. Backpack dance.
However, the Ninja Ranger powers were linked to the Ranger's life force. Wasn't linked to their power coins, and wasn't linked to their morphers. So it is arguable that if the fight went on long enough, that the Ninja Rangers could well just die.
What about could it go through like power consumption? So basically, let's take the example of like Goku. So when he's in Super Saiyan, he's burning up a lot of energy. So then literally he can't do it. So in the Tournament of Power, he was able to either go God because it didn't use a lot of energy and stamina. But then you could go blue, which did the exact same, but lowered it, I think, a little bit. But if they went Super Saiyan, because that then drains more of their chi energy. So could literally the Ninja Storm Rangers just literally keep going? So they could be like, right, well, we don't have that downside, that ability. We'll just keep on attacking, or if they use more power. So say, for example, when Adam turns giant, would that weaken him a lot more to the point where his power drains, where he's like, I have to demorph for at least 3 hours before I could do this. Otherwise, I'll get a very bad cold and I'll go a chew and then I'll be like, I'm down. I'm out for like 3 days.
I mean, they never they never make any suggestion that the Ninjetti powers drain. Like, if you use this, it's worth 4 points. If you use this, it's worth 9 points. They never make that really clear. Like, you see the Rangers naturally getting exhaustion, fatigue. After a while they struggle with fighting. I would imagine using abilities like that would require energy, but again, it doesn't kind of. You never see any other Ranger team where they're doing stuff like morphed or whatever. Like, oh, I'm a little bit tired now. I need to take 5. I've been morphed for an hour, and I've got to rest my morpher and recharge it.
I brought this bottle of water with me because I know I'm going to be thirsty as soon as that helmet comes off.
Can we end near a who's brought the power pack this time?
Guys, have we got those chocolate power coins around? We need them instead. It gives us the energy boost we need.
I mean, you see on the Dino Thunder episodes with the Ninja Storm Rangers, and you see them acquire different coins, and the whole logic there was, are you sick of the Ranger family dynamic? Emmanuel, can you elaborate on that, please? What does that mean? Because that sounds like a really interesting conversation. I just don't know what you're referring to there.
Oh, okay. So basically, it's more how I interpret it is everyone thinks that they're family. So you've got like a group of best friends. It's like, oh, Kimberly. It's like you could have like say, let's take a brand new Ranger. Let's say Lupin versus Pato Ranger. Have you ever seen that?
I think I saw like 3 episodes of it. You stopped sending me the links.
Because they weren't available. I have them downloaded somewhere. Okay, so basically you'd have 3 Rangers that were against others, so they weren't all pally friendship. So like, can you imagine if, say, I don't know, let's say Trini and Billy never got on, like Trini be like, I'm out this, like call me when there's a problem, more fight gone. Like there isn't a family issue there where everyone's like, oh my God, you're such like family. Cool. Have this. Hey guys.
Okay, yeah. No, I think that some of the best the best dynamics of Power Rangers is when you have that. Like, every single season, if you ask someone to name your top 5 story arcs in a story, will normally have the evil ranger when he becomes good or whatever. And if you look at it, Steel and Nate Ravi doesn't argue with Nate unlike everyone else. I don't know that bit. I'll let Mark work out that. I'll carry on. But with Ninja Storm, you had the Thunder Rangers turn up, and for the first part of it, that they just turn on a monster just because they didn't want it. They were in a bad mood, and they'd turn up, they'd wreck the monster, they'd look at the other Rangers and be like, "Don't think this classes us as friends," and then they'd be gone. You look at Time Force. Eric turns up and he's like, "I'll help you this time because I need to. Get out of here, leave me to it. I got this." Again, really, really good dynamics there. So I do quite like the different teams element of it, and the different. I do wish it fall out slightly more.
Yeah, I think you can say it because with Dino Fury, they're going to have the black and green Ranger. They would never like pally with the first three until later on. So you probably see that sort of kind of dynamic again, where it's going to be Blake and Hunter come along, Ranger be like, "Oh, we're just doing our thing," or they're going to turn it around and make it like the best friends. And I'll tell you something after the stream of what one of my friends told me that might be happening with them, which if it does, it's going to divide the Ranger community. It's so much fun.
Are they going to be good?
Yeah. That's it.
I don't think we've actually had anything like that in any of the series. I think the closest thing we had was Yellow Ranger in the film, and even that was a throwaway. That was a throwaway line to It wasn't really anything related plot wise. It was a bit disappointing.
Yeah, if it is true, I'm all for it. I just can't wait to see the Facebook groups. Let's just say that I'm all for it. I just can't wait to see the Facebook groups. But that is not what we're talking about. So Emil says, Steele and Ravi don't argue with Nate unless, unlike everyone else, Steele and Nate. Okay, yeah. So they didn't, but Steele was more very kind of, "I'll do what you say, brother. I don't know anything because I'm a robot." And Nate was just like, "Oh, God damn it." Type thing. And what else? Daniel says, Lord Zed controlled Kat who stole Kimberly's power coin and was slowly killing her. Yeah, so that was the whole... No, because that was the whole thing with the power coin was because, the Ninjetti powers were linked via it as well as the coin. So it was the powers came from them rather than separate like the dinosaur and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, when Lord Zed controlled Kat, who then proceeded to take Kimberly's power coin, it didn't stop her morphing into her Ninjetti form. She was in the command center all, "Oh, I feel so weak. I don't know what I'm doing, but they need me." And they're like, "But you don't have a power coin." And she's like, "It's okay." That's actually how it happened. My acting, superb, totally.
Well, I definitely thought you were Amy Jo for like a split second. The same acting, same energy.
She proceeds to morph, jumps into the fight, and you see her, tired, which again may well link back to what we'd said earlier about the different abilities using more energy, draining people, tiring them out more, which is something that you don't see the Ninja Storm Rangers being as affected by. Like they seem to be able to use their abilities reasonably confidently and consistently. Both morphed and unmorphed, because all of their training is done unmorphed. They've spent multiple years, which I'm going to say 3 years again because of balancing the ages of when they have been taking in new students. They've spent 3 years training these ninja abilities unmorphed, so they've never needed their morphers up until like this point. So like, don't get me wrong, they're not exactly the best fighters because they are like some of the nerds of the class. They're always late. They're not taking their training seriously, and you do see them at the start of the first few episodes of Ninja Storm. You see them losing in their training, and it's like, if you could just train more, you'd be amazing. See, and that was my hamster acting there. You almost thought I was Sensei.
Oh, God damn! I was like, where's Johnny gone? Where is Sensei? Why is he here?
So yeah, I mean the interesting one, and again, it's not much that I know about, and you might do. Where does Ninja Steel come into it? Like, what are their abilities like? From what you can remember, do they?
Oh God, it was a bad series. Like we're talking about just very bad acting. But most there, did your camera just go off there?
I don't know why it's off. Bear with me. Why has it gone off?
I don't know. Okay, so
your camera. Make sure you're right camera. So I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, so basically you back your camera. Oh, he's left. He's disconnected. It's just me. Okay, I'll wait till when Johnny comes back, and then we'll continue on the debate about Ninja Steel being a very bad series. It was so bad, his direction. To be fair, although I was watching a quick video of the guy who played Brody. I've got a bit of wind inside me, so I apologize. So Brody said that the guy who played Brody wanted to take his character to the next level. And he was very told about the directing. Like he was told to do something different. And that to me, we're going to invite Johnny back to the stream. There we go.
Here I come to save the day. Sorry about that.
So just I'll finish off. So apparently, yeah, the actor who played Brody said that he wanted to take his character into a different direction and was told that he had to dumb it down and stuff like that, which I think is a bit of a crazy thing. So that was bad. So the Ninja Steel Rangers, they all had elemental discs. I don't think they had natural powers. Preston had magic. And I think that was it. Like if you're taking little things, maybe you could say that the Pink Ranger, she was able to create technology, so she was able to do a bit more than, like, say, the average bear. But from what I remember, I don't remember seeing much about it. Let me just double check. Ninja Steel.
I have just had a quick glance on Ranger Wiki, and the only thing ninja about this season was the name.
Yeah, I still think the one thing that annoys me is that there's an episode where they're battling this digging monster, and he drills under the city, and it literally drills through a hole, and it's like you have like Preston go, guys, like don't look down that hole, and they jump over. And then it looks impressive, and then the camera pans slowly with them, and there's no hole there. So they just jumped for no reason. I'm like, oh god, why? Why is that there? But yeah, they literally had like no powers whatsoever.
So we're just gonna like rule them out of this ninja versus ninja thing, because they ain't really ninjas.
I think it depends on their power stars a lot more. So you had more in the ability of, if I say like they used a fire star, it would be like adding a flamethrower, like a very high powerful one compared to where the others have natural energy and natural abilities. That's how I kind of see it. So Daniel also adds, does the coin power Kimberly start energy drain from Cat to Life Force? So because they do say in the series that you have to willingly give the coin over. You can't just be like, hey, I'm keeping this. So Kimberly wouldn't be able to use that power ever again. But Cat would then, the transfer would just go to her. So it depends on who's stronger, Cat or Kimberly. Cat, obviously.
What was going on there? I feel like I just completely lost where that was going.
I was just saying Daniel's comment. He said, does the coin transfer from Kimberly to Cat start energy drain from Cat Life Force? And then
how harsh would it be if it didn't?
So basically Cat for the past, like, for the year, for the seasons, just like living it up large. She's loving the power. She's like, oh man, I don't feel really tired at all. Yeah, Kimberly's like, oh god, I'm so tired.
halfway from doing some of her like Olympic training, it's like Kat uses an extra bit of energy, and Kim was just like, why am I so tired?
Yeah, goes to the doctors, everything. Oh, I don't know, Miss Hart. Unfortunately, we can't really tell right now. You're fit. There's nothing wrong. You've got no disease. You've got no virus. We see you absolutely fine. But you're always tired. Maybe it's chronic fatigue. Who knows? And Kimberly's like, oh God. But what happens if the power, like, The coins get destroyed. So then does Kim just go, I just can't be bothered anymore. So she didn't go to the Pan Global Games. She just literally stayed at home and bought a cat.
It's made you chuckle on it. Hey guys, hello, Essie. I'm going to totally butcher that name, so I'm not going to say it. Hello, Bland. There we go, that was better. Let's have a look. A manual, unrelated, but should SPD be after RPM? SPD erases manual.
Daniel says just eating ice cream. God, guys, the coach wants me to do it. I just can't do it. Or it's literally, she only gets tired when like they're not morphed. So it's like, hey Tommy, I know that I broke up with you, and it's not going very well right now. Are you fighting today? No, I don't see any monster attacks. Nothing's going on. You're not going to flip the coin and Cat's going to transform. No, I don't know, Kimberly. I don't think so. Not unless Zed and all that Rita come down and destroy it. Okay. Just send me a text before you morph, Kimberly. I'm about to morph. Right, I'm going to sit down for half an hour.
I mean, it depends on whether the morphing into the Ranger drains the ability, or if it's just the Ninjetti powers.
I think I reckon it's an Ninjetti.
Hey Tommy, I've been keeping a diary of how often I end up tired, and it always seems to tie in with one of the monsters that you fought a few years ago. Yeah, definitely. There's this one time about 7 years ago that I ended up really tired and don't know why. How old's your son again?
That's it. That's how Kimberly knows.
7? Why?
Yeah, so it's the reason why she didn't send anything to the wedding or like a present to JJ to say congratulations. It's the fact that Kimberly's cut off all power or all communication. She's just like, I'm not doing this.
Someone's got a question for you. Dun, 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 dun. Just while we're waiting for that question, Emmanuel, to answer your question, should SPD be after RPM? SPD was set in the future.
Yep, 2025, I think it was. And yes, go ahead, Bland. What is your question?
All eyes on you now, Bland. I'm just still chewing on a power sword because it's my thing.
Where's the power sword? Power sword now! All right, Rangers, let's do it. Can you imagine Austin in that booth? And he is literally just like giving it beans. Okay, Austin, well done. Thanks for coming out of the booth right now. Do you need a drink? I need a lozenge!
Lozenge now!
I need the power. Tommy!
So while we're waiting for that question, and we'll jump slightly back. So there is an ability in comics and in cartoons which is called the Toon Force. Just not sure that I have named that properly. Yeah. So Toon Force is effectively it's reality warping. It's the ability to replace or apply absurd laws of physics. And is shown with Wile E. Coyote. It's shown with the Mask. It's just this ability to absolutely warp reality. And that is where I would say the Ninjetti Rangers beat the Ninja Storm. Ninja Storm, they are trying to make them realistic. They're trying to keep this realism with their abilities to a certain extent. So everything has to be semi-believable, whereas the Ninjetti, they didn't really have that logic. It was, you know what, you can jump into that tree and not be found. You can become skyscraper-sized, which, again, it's cool to watch. You can have all these abilities and not really have any real argument for them. It's just boom, it's there. So I think that is where the real winning side is. It's like I reckon if the writers had wanted to or they needed to, they would have made the Rangers be able to breathe in space.
Pretty much all the time. What powers can we give all the Rangers? Let's just give Tommy another 20 powers.
Tommy is now the Superman Ranger. He is able to go Super Saiyan, and he is able to beat Godzilla in a fist fight.
Yeah, just a flick with like, boom. That's it. So Bland has said, what do you think of the unknown Power Rangers in Super Megaforce? I generally think it was very, very bad writing. So this is a video that's coming out at some point when I'm finishing working on. I generally think the writers have said, and the guys who did it they didn't know what they were doing. And my argument would be 40 odd episodes of Gokaiger. There is bound to be episodes of where they don't use anything past the Saban era. So like, obviously from MMPR upwards. So they could use it from Dude Ranger all the way to the points where they're not done. But they also could have editing, and you can see this again, like much later on, when it comes to where it's in the near the end of the season, where they're against Levera and stuff like that. They go use Supersonic Ranger, they use Blitz mode, they use different Rangers. But the only one in that one is that they replace Sun Vulcan Red with MMPR Red. So you think that they could have done that with all and gone, here is In Space, here is Dino Thunder, here is this, here is that. And I feel like they just didn't give a shit about it. And that's my main thing. And you can see it quite a bit, especially since they have all the monster suits, they have everything else, they have them all there, but they don't use them, and they could have. And it could have been the best season ever, and it would have destroyed Mighty Morphing for a lot of it, because it would have brought the people who love nostalgia across the Super Megaforce, and people would have loved that then. But they didn't. They could have had the Ninjetti Rangers in there. That would have been kind of cool, actually. Johnny's just like, I don't know what to say.
I mean, it's a bit of a shame, like in the anniversary episode, Dimensions in Danger. Hey, I got it right. You know, when it's a bit of a Tommy show, and it's like, and here is the you know, the Falcon's order. Here is him fighting through each of his forms. I mean, technically speaking, his White Ranger form had the White Tiger's coin and then had the Ninjetti powers. So it's, you know, they could have had an overlap there of, you know, literally going Green Ranger, Ninjetti, actual, you know, and they could have actually elaborated there.
Yeah.
Laziness of Megaforce is my gold mine for the comics.
So I've not seen these messages come through. So I can see Emil's Laziness of Megaforce is my yeah.
I mean, so Super Megaforce, as much as it was bad. Hey Jezza, what's up? Back to you. As much as Super Megaforce was bad, it was lazy. There was holes in it. There is simple explanations for all of it that they couldn't be bothered doing. One thing that it did do well was it opened up the universe. It opened up the multiverse. It opened up the options for this bigger world to be explored. It's like, yeah, they were really lazy and they just named some powers, and yeah, we'll call them Supersonic Rangers. We don't care. There's the Dog Walker Rangers over there from a different universe. They walk their dogs on a Wednesday, or whenever the enemy, you know, whenever a bad guy turns up.
It's like, hey, here's a Go Ranger. Here is like the first ever Sentai, but they were never used. Frick it, we'll just say they had capes and they were part of Mystic Force. Like, oh god damn it, why Saban? Why?
Just thank you for answering the question. What do you think of one? We're on that at the moment. Yeah, I think that it's allowed fans that room to create, and that room to you know, you have, as Emmanuel said, the comics that have all appearing. Like some of these comics, like I've heard people talking about. Like I'm a big comic fan. I have friends who don't like Power Rangers but love comics, and they've argued that the Shattered Grid and all of the other ones at the moment are some of the best comic writing that they have seen for a while. Like they've all signed up to like the Kickstarter and stuff for the nice collector's stuff, which I never thought they would do because they don't like Power Rangers, but they do like well-written comics.
Yeah,
so that's really cool.
There's a whole thing, I don't know if you saw quite recently, that some people don't like the fact that Boom Studios did the Kickstarter. So obviously you have like the different tiers. So you had like the most one that everyone was going for was $500, which got you pretty much every single one completely. You know, hardback probably all the way up to say the most present or the probably the last run. I don't know what it is, but it's all the stories in hardback. Perfectly great. But apparently there are some people on Twitter that didn't like this at all, and that they were going like, oh, it's taking away from independent comics. And this is one thing I did want to talk about, and it might be a thing for next week. But it got to the point where other people are saying like they don't want to read about, if you're not into a certain thing. Like for me personally, I like the Power Ranger comics, I like Black Cat, I like things. If I'm not into, say, Captain Marvel, I'm not going to go and buy Captain Marvel, not unless it's a really, really nice cover. But I'm not going to collect something that I don't want to do. And this person was like arguing, saying like, Boom Studios got all this money, it's got all this, we want this now. But then it got to the point where it's just like, but I'm not going to go off to someone else and go, well, I'm going to give them money because if it's not a comic book that I like. And the stories, apart from the only downside I've seen in the Power Ranger comic book, is the way that they handled the end of Shattered Grid. I really didn't like that. But the two stories of Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin are actually really, really good. Like 100% really good.
So the argument that people use, you could be giving your money to an independent, that there is that in everything. There is that in comics. There is that in filmmaking. There is that, there is that in coffee shops. If there is why shop at a big brand when you can be shopping at one of these local independent little ones, and they appreciate you. But yeah, they might appreciate it a little bit more, but I don't want their stuff. It's like, yes, why? What you could spend a couple of extra pounds for this person's company. It's like, yes, I could, but why should I have to pay extra? Why am I having to pay extra to fund their lifestyle?
I think I know what you mean. I think you can go to a local business, and it's better because you're helping someone else out. But I think it depends on the product that it is. Like if you preferred something different, so. Oh, I like this, so I'm going to buy that because I know it's the brand. I could try this, and it is a little bit more, but then if I don't like it, then I'm never going back to that shop again because I'm not going to go buy it. And I think that comes into a very big, big play. It's
independent coffee shop on Nero.
I do love Nero. I fucking love Nero. If it's like the coffee shop that's near my house, I would probably go to them a little bit more. But I only drink tea. So for tea for me is just like I can go anywhere and I'd be fine. But I would maybe if I was like a lot more into like the in depths of tea, like we're talking specialized teas, that I might go occasionally and treat myself. Compared to where I can just go to Nero and go, I'll just buy a thing. Never go to Starbucks or Costa because dear God,
they make their tea so badly.
I know. I worked for one of them. So did you as well.
I liked my time there, mostly.
Yeah. I think when it comes down to comic books, it's at the end of the day, if you're going to, as you say, you're going to go with a brand that you know. So people are going to go with Power Rangers because it's a really good storyline. I really liked Go-Go so much. Okay, yeah, Daniel's like, their tea is horrible. I was like, what? So you said tea is horrible. I was like, what? But yeah, so Go-Go I preferred Go-Go more than I did the main Boom Studios run. I still think I wasn't a big fan of the Solar Rangers. I loved what they were doing with them, but I found choosing a random load of Rangers wasn't kind of appealing, so I didn't kind of read that one. But after that storyline, I really highly enjoyed it. I loved Go-Go.
What was happening in Solar Rangers?
It was just basically a story. It's just there was a planet made of Zeo crystals.
Wow.
So yeah, it was just basically I can't even remember most of it. But you had the Rangers that you had Tanya, Zeo Yellow. You had Magna Defender, Andros. Oh, what's his name? He was in the thing. It was Hackle from Dino Charge, but he was the Ranger Killer or something like that. I can't remember what his character was. And then you had Ranger Slayer. They all go to things. As I said, like Jeremy's just said, the Solar Rangers was a really cool idea, and it was. I loved what they did with them. I just think the story was dull. It didn't make me want to read it, and I think partly because of that was because of the Draken just sucking so much ass afterwards. It was such a good lead up, and then they flopped it in one episode. They didn't make Tommy Superman. That was literally it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I hated it. I hated it. I was like, such a good lead up. But the rest of the series was okay, actually.
I do agree, Bland. The season sucked, but the options and the world they created allows for people's imaginations to do a lot more. It allows you to bring in a lot of extra stuff. Zeo crystals being on a planet and Zed and Zordon not knowing about the planet.
Yeah, exactly. Like that is one thing. Oh my god, the Zeo crystal is the most powerful thing in the world. It's like it's more power. But if you went 5 miles that way, there's a whole planet that you could easily go. We're off for a while. Oh my god, like Lord Zed and Rita has never even touched the planet. Like, oh my god, it's been a good few months. They just come back with like an army of Zeo.
they come back with Serpentera. Like, my power source is a Zeo crystal.
They could make a Serpentera out of Zeo crystals.
Zeo crystal.
And it would work. Bit of paint, it'd be fine. No one would know.
Zordon's like, this is one of the most powerful things in the universe. We can't let them get their hands on it. Just sat on a planet, like loads of it.
Get Sledge, get his ship, can literally rope around a net, bring it to Earth. Zed's in power for days.
It's like so you're supposed to believe that Zordon, interdimensional being, who was in charge of all the powers from MMPR right the way through to in space, arguably Lost Galaxy. If you look into it, it's not worth it. He orchestrated having Andros with the abilities and all of the Space Rangers. He had Zords hidden on different planets. It's like, didn't know about all those Zeo crystals all that over there.
Could have made one.
But I did know about Zed, who rules multiple galaxies over that way.
I know there's Dark Spectre. He's about somewhere. He's not coming yet. I know there's other bad guys around. Hell, Rita could have come a bit quicker. Zeo Crystal Planet, though, that's a big thing. There's an armada out there somewhere just flying about. No one giving a crap about that for at least another 10, 20 years.
I've got this image of Keeper being there, like, I've got my dino crystals. You've got someone else hugging a load of Zeo crystal.
Yeah. Rangers, there's more powerful out there, but there's a planet of Zeo crystals just waiting for someone to come along, and they just don't.
Pretty sure the Solar Rangers were from another universe. Okay, so is it possible that the Zeo crystal planet was a different universe?
If that, in that dimension, someone could easily have gone and found it. Dear God, that camera jumped. You're like dead far back. You're like, boom.
And it didn't. I was just having a quick look at if I Googled Zeo crystal planet.
Okay. So it's got other questions. Bland goes, I thought it was kind of not that the season, but the Unknown Rangers is a lot of imagination for me. I think, I really think that they needed an episode of Super Megaforce, even if it was like 5 minutes, just explaining that, like getting the thing. Like if you watch Super Megaforce at the very beginning,
Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. No! I think we've lost his camera. I am not able to entertain people as much as Mark is. There he is. Welcome back, Mark.
Cool. I'm just refreshing the chat. So, yeah, it's frozen. God damn it. Okay,
Don't worry,
so basically,
I had your back. I was going to do some singing.
Oh, that's good. So, was it like, yeah, so the opening to Super Megaforce is really good. Like, a lot of people crap all over the season, but literally you have the Rangers running for their lives, not just literally standing there going, we can take this. It's like, you're going to get absolutely destroyed. The fact is the city's destroyed. The fact is it's fixed within the next episode or the episode after. But it's such a good opening. And it just let down because I think it's because of two things. One's because everyone wanted Go-Kaija. Oh, and Johnny's gone. So I'll continue. Okay. But yeah, it was such a very good series, and like the opening was great. It was just executed poorly because they didn't know how to write it. I could have written better. Hell, a 5-year-old could have written better. So Blaze Cat, and Jason's son. Oh, is your OBS gone, Johnny?
I don't know.
It's a camera. What are you doing? What are you doing, Johnny? It's fine. We can. Oh, he's gone. He'll come back. So what else have we got? Yes, I do for my imagination. No, yes, I do hope to get a theory for the unknown. I hope to on YouTube soon. So if you've got it, please link it to me so we can see. Because I'd like to see more people's theories on stuff. Like I think that's a really kind of cool thing. Like I'm starting to kind of get into it a bit more because there's so much to explore in Power Rangers. Okay, let's bring Johnny back in. There we go. It doesn't notify me. I just saw this box at the bottom. But yeah, like theories and stuff. Marissa, welcome to the party. We've pretty much gone off the topic now of thinking because we've kind of answered it.
And for anybody that's new to the chat, Mark, sum up what the actual answer was and why.
It was Ninjetti Rangers could beat Ninja Storm.
And why?
Because Tommy. No, it wasn't. How to stun Johnny? It was because of how much power that the Ninjetti Rangers had via growing big, using energy, using hiding, Rocky being a dick as normal, thinking I'm going to give my powers to the kid soon. He can have my powers. I hated Justin so much.
Here's a question. At the moment, you've got the actor that plays the kid, Kid Rocky. Posts around advertise a lot about him being like one of the original Red Rangers. Would you class him as an original Red Ranger?
No.
Okay.
Only because Jason. If it was Jason, if they did the story with Jason, then I would say kind of technically you are because of the character. But I have so much. Okay, right. Here's the thing. No, we're going to get into this. So the Rock of Time moves them all back, right? So they're back when they're kids. Wouldn't Catherine go and live back in Australia? Wouldn't Rocky, Aisha, and Adam go live in Stone Canyon, and they wouldn't be allowed out? So effectively, it would only be Tommy. No, Tommy then would go off back to his own city. You'd only have Billy. Then you'd have Jay. You'd have people back. It's a good idea. It's just really frustrating because it's like, oh, my parents let me live here. No, Kat, your parents live in Australia. No one gives a crap right now. Go back. Adam, Aisha, and Rocky, go back to Stone Canyon.
So you're obviously annoyed with that. Does it also annoy you with the Wild West Rangers when Kim goes back and they're all like, all there still?
That's Descendants. That doesn't matter because that's back in the time when they're like, oh my God, we're in Angel Grove. Cool, they could have lived there. They're not living back with their parents. No, so that's absolutely fine. It's like they could do that. And then Stone Canyon's only a city across. So they're like, after a long time, they could be like, well, do you know what? Let's just cheekily move over here. I'm going to live in Stone Canyon. That's where my ancestors are going to live for these next 50 years. And then I'll move over to Angel Grove because, that's where it used to be the Wild West. But then why was Angel Grove a Wild West? It should be fucking writers.
Jeremy, I don't think Casey was able to direct any extra Super Megaforce because I think him and Ciara broke up, so it was awkward.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was what about Hyperforce? No, okay, so Hyperforce is one of those things where it's classed as canon.
Is there again?
Oh yeah, sorry. So I don't know if Hyperforce is actually properly canon because I don't know. It was an official project, but then it's more kind of like, I don't know. I'm on the ball for that. It's a 50-50. Like I'm not going to say it's not because it was an official Saban project, but I'm not going to turn around and say that it officially is and it officially isn't. So I'm on the.
If Hyperforce is officially canon, would you have to class the comics as canon?
No. Very simply, because in the very first issue of issue 0, they all have blackberries. And in the 90s, they don't have that. And also, I don't remember the time when Tommy went evil and became Lord Draken. If there's an episode of Mighty Morphin that I have missed, then I'm sure it's there. But no, the comics aren't canon. I wouldn't even say like the spin-offs, the ones that after Time Force and Soul of the Dragon, including like the the Psychopath one or Path of the Psychos. I class them happening within the canon of the comics because it would make more sense. Jeremy's just said the people who worked on Hyperforce said it's in its own universe. So it's one of those things where it's in the like obviously it's in one of the multiverses, like Earth 828482555.
Soz Paul, you're still not technically a Power Ranger.
To be fair, like, can you imagine it? Like, if they did bring it in, like, just literally just had like Paul Schreier just turn up in Dino Fury, and just be like, "Yeah, I'm actually my Ranger," because then it would kind of cement it. You know, something like that would be kind of cool. Prism Rangers created or were affected by the projected Zeo Crystal. Okay, the Prism Rangers. What else we got? It's kind of weird that Tommy's brother was never a Ranger. Yeah, there is a story that JDF does talk about his brother, because apparently his brother couldn't hack it or something. But there is a whole reason. He's explained it somewhere, because he was meant to be the Gold Zeo Ranger. But apparently I don't think his brother could hack it or something like that, or found it too hard. So that's why they got Austin to come back. I had a feeling that the Ninjetti Rangers would win. They are crazy powerful. It's like Ninja gave the power coins an extra boost. I reckon just sprinkled crack on it. Just went, there we go. There's some super upped powers. We put it in the microwave for 20 minutes, and now you're jacked up. The power, yes, also they're in the comics. So Prism Rangers were created thingy. What I like. Justin, he one of my favorite Rangers. I think if any Ranger is your favorite Ranger, that is cool. For me, I've never liked Justin. Like,
so gonna query this here just because it is an interesting topic, and Turbo has so much hate for it. Justin gets so much slack. Like, I feel like if Justin was an adult character, so if he wasn't a child, do you think he would have been received better?
Yeah. I think it's because of the way that they had they obviously wanted to appeal to kids, and I think it's more there is a certain element to realism within Power Rangers, where it's more, I would say, like it's more believable if they're adults or teenagers, not a kid then growing into a Ranger and then be like, "Hey guys, I'm the new Blue Ranger." Like, I don't give a crap. I generally think the way that they portrayed it, like, I knew where they were going with it. I think it just didn't work that well, and I think that's the reason why he got so much hate.
Do you think the other reason that people don't like him is the Wesley Crusher effect?
No, I don't think it's.
No. There's this young character that has no real reason, logic, or ability, like no reason to be there, who is suddenly he has all the answers. You know, Star Trek, it's like, the captain and all of these really experienced crew are like, we don't know the answers to this. And you've got some little brat who's like, I have the answer to this, Captain, if you just turn this round. And you've got the same from here. You've got this team of, knowledgeable, experienced Rangers. Like, that is one of the arguments all the time for Tommy and his team. They're so experienced, they're amazing. They had an 11-year-old turn up, join the team, and then start giving them the answers to stuff. Like,
I don't think it's a Wesley Crusher effect, because the fact is that Wesley Crusher, he was learning. So at the very beginning, he knew everything because his parents were in Starfleet. So obviously, he's going to see Beverly's like data and stuff, so he could easily access it, go through all stuff, and learn about it. The difference is with Justin is you automatically got this person coming in, and as I said, that he knows everything. But at the end of the day, if, say, for example, in the first 10 episodes or first 5 episodes, Justin doesn't know these things, but then he's like, hey guys, I was learning with Billy, or Alpha was helping me learn about how the Turbo Navigator worked perfectly. And then you see Justin doing it over time. I think then you could bring Justin, people would understand Justin a bit more compared to, hey Justin, where are you? Well, I know about how Megazords work. I know how to make sure that this particularly works. And if Billy and Alpha don't get me a coffee, I'm going to kick Alpha 5 in the ass. I think it's that particular thing but no one just liked Justin. Like,
Okay.
He hid under a bed and became a Power Ranger. Literally. What?
Right. Food for thought while we're just quickly on the Justin thing. Obviously, every season of Rangers has the ability to take off their helmet. What do you think would have happened if Justin had taken off his?
I would hope he went straight away. The helmet was his power. That was it.
It's like, what will I look like in 10 years' time? Oh, looking good.
I can't take the suit off. No, you would so shit your parents up constantly. You so would.
Why is there an adult in your room, son?
No, I wouldn't have said that. No, we're not doing that thing. But can you imagine be like, oh, there's a Power Ranger doing the dishes or something, or your friends want you to go buy alcohol?
It sounds like a YouTube series I suggested doing a few years ago.
Yeah, I know. Was that the one we were in the pub with that guy?
Maybe.
Yeah, no, I know. I think I know which one. We tried to do one.
Or there was going to the shops as a Power Ranger, or getting on the bus.
Yeah.
Just driving past.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Let's have a quick catch up with everyone. Presentation, I've done that. Justin's your favourite. I approve. He's all right. Dino of Charge, RPM, Mighty Morphin. Why is Mighty Morphin in a separate universe, Dan? Explain that one, please, because they cross over with everyone. Oh, yeah, that might be. What's the film?
The film was definitely
suits were never used. Yeah, it is. I can understand why they didn't. They were worried about losing the brand recognition. But as they've been able to do that every year since, it'd be interesting to see if like Saban, Disney, or it'd be Saban because they made the decision, whether they regretted keeping the suits or not. That would be quite an interesting one.
I think they didn't care. I think Saban didn't care at all because he saw how much money that they made. So it was more like, oh, we just don't give a shit. Because obviously, like the only reason why they had to change to Zeo was because they'd run out of footage. There was only so much of footage that you could use. You couldn't really use Die Ranger. Like O Ranger.
Yeah. And I suppose when to be fair, though, Toei were quite nice. They did make Zio 2 footage for them, but it probably got to the point when like Toei are like, it's going to cost more for us to make you new footage than it would be to give you Zio.
I would imagine that. So they were just like, you're going to have to do it, and then it worked perfectly with Zeo. So I wonder if they could have gone back, or they could have gone back to doing Die Ranger, but they could have done it in like one episode where it's like, Rangers, you've got new powers. Like Zordon's given us this new power disc, these new power coins that we can use for like 1 or 2 episodes, and then done the film. But I know they didn't have the rights to do the film, which was a bit of a pain in the ass. There's one here. Me or whatever says, and this is a good one because this is a big topic that happened a few years ago, when Beast Morph was going up. So he says Justin's actor was really rude to the Beast Morph gold actor. So did you hear what happened with that? Okay,
didn't he? Oh, okay.
Go on.
Didn't he basically turn around and be like, the 6th Ranger or the Special Ranger should look better than that? Basically, it was like, as a look to them.
Yeah, and I don't think that he knew how much backlash he got from it. And my favorite comments were like, but you were a child actor. No one liked your character. Your character is exactly the same. And I was just like, yeah. And then Blake had to really kind of like go back and backtrack on everything and be like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it. I give respect. But I don't think he apologized properly. It was more one of those half-assed ones. So I'm trying to adjust so I can sit properly. Where it was one of those half-assed things where I'm sorry, but I'm not really. And I just apologize to my fans. Please buy my merch.
Yeah, it was very much a.
Yep.
I'm really sorry if you misinterpreted what I was saying, but a 6th Ranger should have a look to them, and it was just like he didn't really apologize as such. He just kind of gave an excuse again.
Yeah, it was more like, please don't cancel me. Please don't do this. Please come to conventions and buy my merchandise. It just didn't work. No one likes Justin. So yeah. Okay, so what have we got? Justin. Okay, he would shrink, and why I lost my height. Yeah, the whole I just hate the fact that he shrunk and then he'd grow and then shrink. You think that would really put a strain on your body after a while. Like the first few times, you're like, oh god, my arms like
My bones
ridiculously
are growing.
long. Yeah, I know. And then it shrinks. That was not good for your body at all. Jeremy goes, have you heard of Ju 3? They were planning on making an upgraded Dinozord and having a different Tigerzord that would fuse with it. I haven't heard of that one. I know that there is footage, and
the designs for that look absolutely gorgeous.
Was it yes, okay, was it the production art and stuff?
Yeah.
Concept art. Yeah, okay, yeah. I have seen that then.
Where did it go? Yeah. What was that? So I just quickly do this. Boop. And then do that. There you go. Yeah, it's that one there on the top right.
Okay, I'm sharing the screen. Please don't have porn open. Yeah, okay, yeah. That is pretty cool. I have seen that stuff. Swear to God, you put porn on. I've cancelled it. There we go. Swear to God, Johnny. If that's the case, you know what would happen to your Twitch. You know what I could do.
I wouldn't dream of doing that. So it's not. To be fair, my first stream on Twitch ended up having boobs on it anyway because I was playing Cyberpunk and didn't realize.
Oh, they allowed that. That's one thing that they allowed because when I was playing it and I was making the character, because I couldn't do like. I think when I wanted to update it, and when you were saying like you need to get past the character creation, I was like, oh crap, I don't because this is my first stream. I had a willy on it. I was like, oh god. So like the first stream, I just see the cameras going like that, and I'm like, oh no, please don't ban me. Please don't ban me on my first stream. But I think they allowed it. They allowed that one. That was absolutely fine.
Well, it was one of my first time streaming.
More than okay with that.
It was one of my first time streaming, and the first story is like a dead hooker in a bathtub, and you just get to see everything in all its glory. I was just like, oh no. Had all my viewers like, oh, I was like, I don't know what to do with it.
See, it's like. God dies. I don't know. I think they're fine because when I was playing Sum, like when it comes up to some of those sheets, like I know what like Japanese and Korean games are like. It's like there'll be an innocent thing of like, oh my god, here's my titties and stuff. I'm like, oh god, please don't ban me for playing a game that's on the site already. But I think as long as you're okay with Twitch, that they understand it. But if I get my titties out, then dear God, I'm banned straight away.
Back to my theory on the Prism Rangers. Had the Zero Crystals. Remember they said M51 Galaxy, and the show's initials are PR15. Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
Jeremy Morris learned from SD. We learned what from SD?
SD talked about the thing. I reckon I've watched most of his videos quite recently. So it's got stuff like he goes over theories and stuff. So he's probably talked about it, which is absolutely fine. Ju Ranger 3. There's actually quite a lot around the thing. I reckon that like if Saban could have it, like he would have just said, "Hey guys, I know you're making Super Sentai, but could you just have the Ju Rangers in there? Just put them in, fighting the same monster afterwards. You know, I think that would be kind of cool. That would be fine for me." And then Toya would have gone, "Yeah, okay, cool, no problem. Have some more money." So
yeah, if literally Toei, if they just turned around to Toei and gone, once you film the stuff for your new show, if you just put your stunt actors back in Z footage, just have a bit of a fight going, just do the same fight in a different suit for me.
Yeah, have them on standby. I think. Oh, do you know what? I think that they could have done it, but I think Saban, he didn't want to pay a lot of money, and he was just like, "Oh, I don't give a crap." So he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll just use footage." And then literally the last time it's like, "Well, we completely run out of footage. You're gonna have to switch to O Ranger," and it's like, crap. So like that's the only reason why they did it, because it would just been really weird. You know, you've got Dragonzord versus Tigerzord, and they don't even touch or do anything. You're like, great fun.
Yeah, to be fair, like as a kid, you don't really notice it. You're like, oh my god, this is amazing. When you look back, I was watching one of it, and it was like the fight was the Dragon Zord and the Thunder Rangers, and it was just like the cutting is so bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you remember it's the episode with the tickle sneezer? And there's a Japanese kid right next to the Megazord for no reason, and I don't think I even picked up on it when I was a kid.
I didn't as a kid.
I know, and I looked back and was like, oh god, like you kind of think, hey Toei, we're doing this thing, could you please redo it? Just take the kid out. Like, why is he even in there? Because he's not. If like he had part of the story, then that would be fine. But no, why? Yeah, do you know in Super Megaforce there are 10 Super Megaforce Rangers.
Okay, amuse me.
So do you know in the episode of Gokaiger, it's near the end of the series when the Emperor comes down and he destroys, like his armada destroys the Megazords and they all fall out the thing. So in Super Megaforce, they left that clip in and then added the 5 Rangers falling out of the Zords. So you see Marvelous, Doc, Joe, Luca, AIM just falling out. And then straight away you have like Gia and Troy and all that fall out exactly the same. And it's just like, why? Oh, it's so bad. That's really bad editing. That's when you're like, I just don't give a shit anymore.
Do you think they could have adapted the Black Hurricane Ranger? As a Hurricane fan, I would have liked that.
Which one's that one? Okay, yeah. So I've got the chat open in another box, and it's just like it doesn't show up on a lot of stuff. So what we got? Let me go back and do it. Okay. It's so weird that they had a ton of unusable footage from Gokaiger that they could have had unused instead of unused Sentai that they never used, like either like Light Speed Rescue. And it's exactly this is what I'm touching about in my video, is that there are episodes where like do you remember the one where they go to the school and it had In Space Red or Mega Red, and he's like, oh, you've got to learn about it. Like that could have been the In Space episode. That's when you could have brought Christopher Kamen Lee or Selwyn Ward or someone to come back to the series and go, hey, guess what? You're going to be in this, and this whole episode's dedicated to you. And just done that, but they messed up, and I was just like, oh, you sons of bitches. There's so much stuff that they could have used to it, but they just didn't. And I'm like, oh. So do you think, so the Black Hurricane episode, I reckon they could have done. I reckon they could have turned Shane evil or had like a new threat come along. I've not seen the Sentai movie, but
I've got it on DVD. I'll lend it you if you need it.
Okay, cool.
Which forever colours should happen for the 30th or 35th anniversary?
Are we talking Oh no, yeah, we would have had 35 years. What colour happened? How do you mean? Because is that literally? Do you mean for like the Power Rangers one? Because then it would just.
So we've got Forever Red.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think blue or black.
Why blue or black?
No, pink. I'd go for pink. I don't know why. I think Forever Pink would be amazing. You
just want to see every Pink Ranger on screen at the same time.
I'm sorry, don't you? Like, it was a really good story, but I'd also throw in like Emma and Gia. Well, Emma's gonna be there. I'd throw in Gia as well. I'm saying that I'm more than okay. I'm okay for any color. Pink, definitely pink. The hentai sentai. Okay, I know about the hentai sentai. Have you not seen them? It's so funny. Like it's just thingy. There's also Power Ranger porn as well, but we're not going to speak about that.
Bear with me.
So while John just goes to the bathroom, let's carry on. Probably because Gokaiger. See, you could easily have done like the thing that this is one thing that annoys me. Like if you were either all right. So Johnny, have you seen
my search history right now?
Stop searching. Okay, right. So which would you rather have had? A series that would have made you a bucket ton of money. Oh, as Siri goes off. She doesn't know how to process that.
You
I don't know
want
why.
a ton of money? Yes, Siri.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So would you have got rid of Goseiger, so Megaforce, and just had Gokaiger Super Megaforce, and just had that for 40 odd episodes? Like,
I mean, I would have had Gokaiger for like 100 episodes, and I still would have been happy
exactly.
with it. Obviously, Sentai did such a good job with Gokaiger that they were still printing Gokai money out years later. It's like, here's some more keys. Here's Marvelous making an appearance in this season. Here's Marvelous making an appearance in another season. Here he is. Like, they milked that cow for like a good 4 years. Like, so
yeah.
they obviously made a crossover appearance with Go Buster. And absolutely, they then made an appearance in Dino Charges, which was Q Ranger.
They made no, I don't know if they was in Q Ranger. They made an appearance in Zooja.
They then made an appearance in Zooja, in which he absolutely annihilated their Red Ranger. Bless.
Yeah.
And then they had the mini series of like Ranger versus Ranger team up, where again, he just absolutely annihilated them. Not to mention the crossovers they did with Sentai versus Kamen Rider. Like, they literally milked that Gokai course to death, and Power Rangers are like, that never happened.
Exactly right. This is one thing that annoys me. You could have printing money, like literally printing money, and they love it. Do you want to make more Tommy stuff? Here is the Dragon Dagger from this. Here is this. Here is the key. Here is all the Mighty Morphing stuff, Mighty Morphing keys, Mighty Morphing whatever. Oh, do you want in space? Here's they had like literally when that came on, like I reckon Toy was like, oh, I know what America likes. I know what Saban likes. They like this. They like that. Here's the basically blueprint for what you make, and they went, yeah, we didn't know how to adapt it. Like, what? It's like when we've spoken, we could literally come up with the first 5 episodes like that, and it would be absolutely fine. But it's easy money. Get rid of Goseiger, because no one cared about Goseiger, not even in Japan, and just have pirates. Like, literally, you could have done that. Or at the end of Super Megaforce, have that. Megaforce.
It's sat there going, there is not a pirate motif in this, and it's like, it's a pirate ship. Nope, not pirates. That's a skull and crossbones. Nope, not pirates.
Yeah, it's just so Orville's just gone. The stream is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. I wish it was. I wish I was sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. I would love that.
You have made it on YouTube when you are sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
I know. I would wholeheartedly love it if they email me now and, hey, do you want to be sponsored? I'd be like, yes, and I would make whatever they wanted. I would not care. No, I would do. I would continue making range stuff, but I would be a lot more of it. But yeah, no, like, because apparently, like they said like pirate toys don't sell, and that to me is because obviously it was all like toy related. But I'm sorry, but if they did, I don't actually. Do I have one around here? Do I have one? Hang on. Oh, wireless. I'm sorry, but right. Okay. If you made these in Japan, in English, the American ones, right? And the American flip ones are absolutely perfect. So you combine this size with the American flip thing, you make 100% show accurate keys. You could print these off for years and people buy it. Hey, do you like that Zeo thing? Do you need the Zeo red key? Do you want the translucent one? Buy the car that it comes with that was never used in the show. Yes, I will wholeheartedly buy a thing that I don't need just to complete my collection. Oh, it's just like,
I love Daniel's excuse for how he found Cola V. I was looking for an original version of Sentai. Trevor Blue was Emmanuel's guest. You got it right. That was indeed Mark's choice. I went to assume the Armada destroyed KO-35, Triforia, Aquitar, and Alta in Super Megaforce. Did they? Like, they were obviously taking over. Like, we never have a confirmation of how close Aquitar actually is in regards to the distance.
I'm guessing it's in the next solar system, because if they it's not after Pluto, is it? It depends on how long it takes them to get there at like subsonic speed or whatever.
Beast Morphers is worse. So many easy wins in battles and disrespected Jazz.
What? Beast Morphers?
Sorry, are you saying that Beast Morphers is worse than Super Megaforce? Although Mark's about to whip up a cup of tea, sit you down, and
Beast Morphers, right, has been one of the best seasons that we've seen for a very long time. Only did it not just literally nod to every single thing, like, what is it? Like, it's literally just turned around and gone, here's fan service for every single Ranger fan. Here you go. That vault that they have all the weapons in anyway that they couldn't decide not to use. Everything was in there. Morphers, obviously they were depowered, but they had Beast Morphers was good. That whole Dr. K, that Avenger, I have never seen in any other series.
Oh, Orville, why would you point that out to me? I'd overlooked that part. Emmanuel, are you saying that Beast Morphers is worse than Operation Overdrive? I
swear to God, if you, as much as I like you, Mel, if you turn around and say that you like Operation Overdrive, I'm just going to go, it's fine, you like it, that's absolutely fine. There's no hate here. There's only judgment. No, I'm joking. Yes, Megaforce cast was more challenging. To be fair, like, looking at the cast, and because I've seen how they act, and I've seen this is not just with a lot of like the actors. I've noticed if you like loads of other TV shows, it's just literally one person saying something and then the other person picking something up. Like, there's no proper conversation. It's like, hey, Flash, I'm going to go back in time. That's right, other person. Cool, Flash. I think we're going to do this today. That's right, Caitlin Snow. That's literally it. So we got Bland goes, yes, they cheated in Megaforce, Super Megaforce thing to get 3 years to get it right. They should have just literally just done it 2 years. Like, it would have been the best thing for Super Megaforce, and it made them print money.
Megaforce is so much fun. It's a super mega win. I think why we got 2017 MMPR movie. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? And I will happily have a chat on that. When he turned over, I agree, Emmanuel, on that one. But to be fair, there is so many storylines where it's just like 3 episodes earlier, they proved they had the technology to do something about this, and they haven't.
I think,
like, prime example, and I'll plot hole in Power in MMPR. Zordon proves that they can teleport 5 random people without their permission, without anything, from one spot to another in their command center. You can do that. Just randomly pick them up. Boom, gone. Why didn't he do it with Tommy?
Because he had to come a bit closer. Because, to be fair, the command center, Tommy's city's just out of range, just a tiny bit out of range. It can go up to Angel Grove, and that's it.
Zordon, they have the viewing globe. He has his sensors. They're able to pick up when monsters attack, when they appear, when Rita does anything. They're able to pick up when the Green Ranger turns up. Teleport to command center, put in shield. Hey.
Maybe. Okay, right. I'm going to try and debunk that. Is when Tommy went in and messed things up, he broke a part that they could never replace. Therefore, that thing like, they could teleport people around, like maybe just the five teenagers, that's it. But because he broke that one part, they were never able to do anything else other than that. It was just one thing. But you'd kind of think the kid that turns up in green, he'd be the one to do it. Oh, I see that no one else in this entire Angel Grove is wearing green all the time. And you're the new kid and you can fight and match almost Jason. Can't be him. I bet it's Ernie. Ernie, that son of a bitch, is the Green Ranger.
The other one is like, they again, Zordon with his limited knowledge and not very good command center might not have been able to. You have got SPD and all the others. They can detect morphing energy there's morphing energy downtown. Who is it? And it's like the Dino Rangers have just casually turned up. It's like, oh, it's those guys. Oh, there's morphing energy over there. We can track this, that, and the other. The power coins have got a distinct sense. It's like, but I can't work out. He's got the Green Ranger power coin.
Because he put it in his pocket, and they're like, "Damn it, we can't get through pockets."
He had one of those fancy wallets, that claims that your card can't be scanned.
Yeah. God damn it! It's like the command center is the only one that let him in, because that was perfect. Whoever's got a power coin, you can come into the place and mess our shiz. So what else we got?
Imagine if Ninja had just given the ninja coins to like 6 other random people, and someone was like, "No one can get in here without a power coin." Let 6 random people just turn up. He's like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah. Ninja pulling those pranks on me again. Ninja.
I'd like to.
Okay, so Power Rangers had teleportation. Thank Megaforce. You can't just put coins on them. Okay, what was as my camera froze. Oh, it's frozen on the thing. Thank Megaforce is why we got the 2017 movie, because they wanted the fans. The reason why we got the film is because they wanted money. I don't think it has anything to do with Megaforce, because you would try something different. I think the main reason why you got this 2017 film was because they were like, do you know what? Let's just make it because we want to make some money. And they made god awful suits. The helmets were the worst. The suits were fine.
I can give you a potentially more.
I can't hear you.
I can give you a potentially more accurate reason as to why they made it 2017. Because if they didn't do anything with the MMPR brand by that point, they were going to lose the rights. MMPR.
Oh, so it's the.
So they had to use the characters.
Oh.
Ta-da.
Good old rights. 5 years. 5 years if it's not used, and then get it back. Okay, so what else? He is sensitive to doubts Steel a lot and ignores Zoe. So which one was that one?
Nate.
Nate
is a bit of a special case, isn't he?
But the fact is, he got Zoe.
Get with Zoe, yeah. He doesn't.
He gets.
Laura. He like takes her back and tries to make lots of little baby Nates.
Baby Rangers. No, he does. He gets there, but then it's like Rangers aren't meant to date, but they do date anyway. And it's just the whole thing of will they, won't they? Yeah. And then it's like they officially get together, and then in the last episode you don't know if they broke up or not, because they do not act like they're together. Operation Overdrive was bad. Only good monsters look like the Megazords. The only 2 episodes in Operation Overdrive was Once a Ranger. Once a Ranger was the.
With Operation Overdrive, the concept was really good. Like if you took the. Like, if you've actually watched Bokanger is actually, once you get past how awful the Megazord is, Bokanger was actually all right. If you look at how they handled it in Operation Overdrive, they had like this team. We're going to ignore the team because they're awful, and we're going to focus on the enemies. They had 2 rivaling enemies that wanted the same thing, who weren't teaming up to beat the Rangers. They would fight each other regularly to get what they wanted. So you've actually got this 3-way triangle like that. That's so good. Like, I don't think any other season has had 2 competing enemies as well as the Rangers.
They have not, no. But it was
is a good concept.
Yeah, it was not very great. Let's just say that, because it got to the point where I think they just don't care, and I think this has always been a case since they've had it, is they just didn't care about the series, and that's it. And okay, he's going to get his Operation Overdrive stick saver. He's now back. He's now gone. He's there. It just I think they just didn't care, and obviously Disney they saw that it wasn't probably making money, and this is a thing that is being brought up in quite tonight in the Illuminati chat and stuff like that, where is the formula's been broken for such a long time. Now where it's worked in Japan, that's been perfect, and that's worked absolutely fine for years. But the whole thing with Power Rangers is the whole thing's never changed. It's the formula hasn't worked, but the thing is, the formula goes back to '93, and that's it. And you've had this formula that worked perfectly because no one had ever seen it up to the point with, let's go all the way up to Turbo, where the formula was, I think, the number one kid brand. It was amazing. People wanted it. But then since then, like, the show got more mature. It evolved a tiny bit, but it was always, let's sell toys, let's sell this, and let's do this. And it's just never worked. And I think Saban's never really kind of moved on from that. And that's been a really bad thing because, what do you do? Like, how can you evolve it? But yet Super Sentai and Kamen Rider have been able to do this for such a long time. And that's the main thing. It's like they knew exactly what to do. But Saban at the time, even now, it's very hard to, where do you take the brand? Because it's in that hole where people think it's a kid's show. That's it now.
Yeah. The fact that Power Rangers, like, if you say it to anyone, it's like, oh, it's a kid's show. Like, you can look at all the other aspects. If you're talking comics, they have managed to shake that kids show in the form of the Netflix series and the movies, the Arrowverse. Like, comics have managed to break away from that kiddie vibe, whereas Power Rangers hasn't. Which is definitely a massive shame. Even to a certain extent, and it's going to sound really daft. Again, I don't know where all of our viewers are from today, but like in England, we have shows called soaps. They are literally make-believe life, and people watch it. And they watch it every day. And that is the adult shows. It's, oh, look, they went to the pub and did work, and there's drama on their street.
Yeah, pretty much. Phil Mitchell!
It's fine to watch that make-believe stuff. You get people who are really into their wrestling, and again, it isn't as frowned upon or as childlike to the audiences as Power Rangers or as other child-orientated, as people view it, shows. But as soon as it's like, oh, you're into Power Rangers, it's like, yeah. It's not real. It's like, yeah, like everything else on TV.
Yeah.
But I do think that if they branched out into a slightly more adult, but not necessarily adult show, like teenagers, a little bit dark and angsty, Netflix original level of, like, Netflix. This is gonna sound they've just brought out a Winx show. Do you remember the?
Yeah, no, I watched half the first episode and I was like, dear God, no. But yeah, I get what you mean with Winx.
Carry on watching it. Let it to get to episode 3.
Yeah, I might do. No, I get what you mean. And that's obviously when we've had the news of Jonathan Entwistle and some other people together, that they're making a more adult-themed Power Rangers. And I think what you're going to see is it won't have any Super Sentai footage. I think it'll be based off going back in time with Mighty Morphing or something like that, and they'll adjust it a bit more, and they'll go with it, and then they'll change it. And then all of a sudden, you'll see people that have never been into Power Rangers, people that would be like, you watch Power Rangers? Oh, are you a kids show? Where you will have people turn around and go, oh man, I didn't imagine Power Rangers becoming super dark. I can't believe this happened. Oh my God. And then they'll go back and watch it and go, oh, we don't want to watch that particular one. We want to watch the Netflix adaptation. Have you seen I'm Not Okay With This and End of the Effing World?
I have not.
One I would recommend more is I'm Not Okay With This. That's a lot better. I started watching that, and that's how I think Power Rangers is going to go, because it had the superpower element. Now, it will be critical because I think, now I don't know if everyone is on board for, if, like, cause I know you get a lot of hate if you mention that the split between Hasbro and Toei and stuff like that. But I think that you not officially, but I'm going to say, look at Zenkanger. Like, that's the end of it. Like, that's a whole different subject. But in theory, when you see darkness or stuff, or like you'll have like, a gay couple or a trans person come in and be a ranger, you will see that the fandom, as I said before, do two things. One half of them will be like, yes, like me. I'm like, yes, bring that. I want to see that. I want to see more character development. But then you have people go, I hate that. And that's what I think will bring it down. But I think that you'll see fans that have never seen it, or people that are casuals, turn around and say, "Oh my god, I really love this new series called Power Rangers or Ranger Power, or whatever they're going to call it." And I think you're going to see tons more stuff happen, and then you'll see more people come into it. Like if I message my friend Mike and text him, say, "Are you going to watch a new Power Rangers show on Netflix?" And he goes, "Oh, my kids watch that." I say, "No, watch the new one that comes out whenever it's announced." I reckon he'd be like, "Oh, hell's yeah." Like you can see it, like Leah and Sophie, when Power Rangers 2017 came out, they were in the cinema watching something. The trailer came up, and they were like, "Oh my god, this looks amazing!" But as soon as they heard the word Power Rangers, they were like, "I don't want to see it." So I think that once you get casuals watching the show, that's when people will come in and say, "I really want to watch it."
Let's have a quick catch up on what's been said. Jeremy, Thrax was wasted, in my opinion. He really was. Like,
he should have been the bad guy for Operation Overdrive. I'm sure we can before that.
I got to see him go toe to toe with Adam, who is one of my favorite Rangers. So I can get behind that.
If they are going to adapt one final season after Dino Fury, I hope it's Lupin versus Pataranger. I would absolutely 100% love if they did Lupin versus Pataranger, but I think they won't, and I think that's because it's cops versus robbers. I think that's the only reason. If they did it, I think that they won't. There'll be galactic police, so then it isn't the element of thingy. But then I think they'll focus on the Patter Rangers more, because it'd be like they're the good guys and the Lupin Rangers are bad guys. I'd like, just show it the full extent because it's so cool. It's a really good series, very good series.
They've obviously already done the SPD, so they've already like touched on cops. The issue is the robbers side, but do the two teams team up quite often? Because I wouldn't be surprised if they just butchered it. So it was just like, here's one team, here's another, and then they come together at the end. Like, but they actually come together really early on in the series.
No, they don't, because all the way through they hate each other. So it's not until kind of near the end of the season where they start kind of working together. But majority of the time, it's always about the Lupin Rangers. So they could put their own spin on it. Like, you wouldn't call them thieves. You just call them something like, I don't know, just misunderstood, or the fact is that they're after something. As long as you tell at the very beginning of the episode, like, oh, the Lupin Rangers or whatever are trying to save their family, I think you could get away with it. If Hasbro are watching, if you take that idea, God damn it. What else?
Season RPM and Beast Morphers, or Time Force and Hyperforce? Hyperforce, I don't class, so RPM and Beast Morphers.
I would say I like Beast Morphers a bit more than RPM. RPM was dark and I really enjoyed it, but I like the fact that Beast Morphers paid off a 10 to 15 year plot thing, like as a cliffhanger. Because damn, that was
since RPM, has it?
I don't know when RPM. When was RPM done? I'm sure someone in the chat in the chat thing is going to turn around and say, "Oh, our RPM came out like in 2010." RPM first air date. 2009 is when it came out.
Wow, okay. That's still been a while, then, hasn't it?
Yeah. So for Beast Morphers to pay off something that happened in 2009, I think that is absolutely stunning. And literally the whole, oh my God, like, was amazing.
Spoilers. Sorry.
I don't care about spoilers. If you've not seen it by now. It's been all over the internet.
MMPR should have been the Die Ranger suits. That would have been cool. That would have been cool, but how would you have explained the different fighting style?
Yeah. I think it should have just been your dino powers are gone. You've now got these new cool Die Ranger suits, but they didn't want to lose the brand.
Me behind the scenes, it will work bringing crossovers, advance on the story, or something like that. So we, Emmanuel, are you still talking about comics?
Which way are we up to at the moment? With behind the scenes, it would be what crossovers, advancing the story, Arsenal there. Yeah. Stupid Yeti, an actress from the SPD or the Tribe, Megaforce, me, and Lost Galaxy will re-utilize the comics. Bland goes, what is it with Anniversary Season and Power Rangers? It's like they tried to make it on bad on purpose, which I do agree. I think is they don't know how to do it. Like, you go all out like the Japanese. There have been one or two good ones when they've done crossovers, but when they've done anniversaries, the only one, like, it hasn't been the greatest. When they do team ups, they do too.
So anniversaries, we've had Forever Red, Once a Ranger, and then Dimensions in Danger.
Kind of, but then you say Super Megaforce was really kind of a tribute to that show.
Okay, yes, okay. So, and we have Super Megaforce. I would argue that only one of those 4 was actually bad.
I know Once a Ranger, right? They've all been good in their own ways.
The only thing that I didn't like about Once a Ranger was the fact they didn't manage to use any of the original footage for Adam. No, the original music wasn't used. The original morph wasn't used. It was a bit of a shame, but yeah, overall, those 2 episodes I thought they did really well. Like, obviously, the Rangers shouldn't have given up on their powers, but you know,
we're just gonna go do what we want. The other Rangers can pick up the slack. So what else we got? In Beast Morphers Dino crossover, they wanted to reanimate Zed, but Thrax used it. So how would it know who to bring back? I think that they would have done it because they all referenced Lord Zed. So I think that they would have just reanimated Zed because that would have been the one to it. But they messed up. But they gave it, at least they turned around and said, "Oh hey, we can't
how did you reanimate someone that wasn't dead."
So basically, in Beast Morphers, the device used could reanimate the person it belonged to. But since Thrax and Zed both had the staff, you could have a 50-50 chance of who to bring back. But in the show, they turn around and they show Zed. So they don't show Thrax or something like that. So they just turn around and went, it was Lord Zed's staff.
So Lord Zed isn't dead, so he couldn't be reanimated. So reanimated on him. But didn't they turn around in the show and basically say that Zed was too powerful? It was like...
No, they said that Zed would trick him, basically, that he would take over.
Yeah, he would take over, sorry, not too powerful. He would take over, and they didn't want that.
Yeah, so that's why they brought back a Goldar that was really shit.
cursing and rapping in a Power Rangers season. It would be hilarious to see them cursing. Oh crap!
It's fucking morphing time.
The other Ranger.
Yeah. Okay, so but take Turbo and
Mark, you should definitely debut your rapping skills right now.
No.
Power Rangers rap right now.
Oh yeah, Gia, end. Gia and Mark get together. Yo, they're together, power couple.
Check it, you're right.
Something, your mother. Okay, but take Turbo and Operation Overdrive over Megaforce. So I would take. I would probably have Turbo and Megaforce as mine. I would probably get rid of Operation Overdrive and Ninja Steel because Ninja Steel is so bad. Evox isn't done. I know it's a whole different theory on that one. Sucks that we never got an SPD Mystic Force crossover. The concept sounds so interesting. Now the only reason why we didn't get that is because SPD blew all the money. 100%. They went over budget and they went into Mystic Force's budget for the year, and they massively messed up. So that was a thing. I still like Mystic Force over SPD.
Really? Over SPD?
Yeah, it was cool. It had capes.
So, question: who would win in a fight, Korag or Doggy Kruger?
Oh, that is a very hard one.
Might be one for another day.
Yeah, I think I know who'd win. I'll tell you after the stream in a bit because we'll close it up soon. Okay, so do you know how more conflicting to have SPD and Mystic Force team up, explaining the SPD in the multiverse? I think they would have just gone like, oh hey, it's normal. Like it would have been. Yeah, I think it would just been like they would have explained it a bit, but because the morphers would have been in the thing, like in the history, so the SPDs would have a bit more of an advantage. I think they'd be like, oh, we know exactly all your moves. Okay, so then we've got Jeremy who says Zenkanger is like Power Rangers, just try and adapt me. I do think that was the case, but I do think that was Toei's way of sticking the middle finger to Hasbro and going, well, we've stuck with what we thought would work. We've not really changed our formula, so now we're going to try something different. And then we're going to give you gears instead of keys. And now you're going to go buy every single one of them now.
The SPD and Mystic stuff, SPD in the multiverse, is that regarding the safe in Beast Morphers?
Basically, it's all linked. Like everything is canon until RPM, and Dino Charge. All the others would be in things. So when they talk about the vault in SPD, it's when they reanimate the Dino Thunder ones.
Yep.
Where they say that all the stuff's been in the vault. So that's technically linked to Beast.
I was referring to.
Okay, so it probably never happened because of budget. That's true. And then Forever Red had a Red Ranger morph twice. Had a Red Ranger morph twice. I'm guessing that's Alien, because that's the only one I can think of. Because obviously he didn't have a suit.
Yeah, so it'll be Alien because we never see him on morph till he turns up all morphed.
Yeah, so he's Alien Rangers. Battle Fever J is the ugliest suit ever. Battle Fever J. Is that the one where it's like
Purple Geki Ranger is disgusting?
Go to hell. Battle Fever J. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, they're the ones that were based on different countries. I never actually did see that one. I miss the female villains. I think everyone does. Like, I really want them to. No, they don't have any female villains in Dino Fury. They didn't have it in Rear Soldier, but that's a big shame. But right, I think
the love-hearted lady.
No, that was That's Poisandra.
Is she not a bad guy?
Yeah, but maybe females. Like the last time you ever saw one, I think, was in Operation Overdrive. And that's when the Red Ranger was banging her.
I mean, you had IS-7.
Oh yeah, so yeah, she was possibly the last one then. Yeah, TIE-7 was probably the last one then. I think Leo.
I think he meant.
Oh, okay, he demorphed to morph again. Okay, Leo.
I mean, if I could morph, I would regularly be like, "Guess what I can do?" It's just like power down. It's morphing time. Power down. I'd do it so much. Zordon would be like,
so you
stop accessing the freaking morphing grid.
Yeah. Every time you morph, it costs us £1, and you now have done it, so we now owe £50,000. Stop it! One more time.
You know the funny thing about morphing? You don't appreciate it until you've not got it. Please let me morph again.
Can you imagine having that power and just going into work and going, I really don't want to work today. Right, it's morphing time. To walk up. Hey, are you the boss? Yes, I am. Hello, Mr. Ranger. Yeah, I need Johnny and Mark to come with me on this really important mission. Of course, Mr. Ranger. They can go with you. Awesome. Cool, let's go. Teleport out. Mark, Johnny, you got the day off? Yes. Every week. Good work. Okay, and the last question, because we're going to sign this off now, is I think they'll adapt Brown. I think they'll adapt the Brown Ranger, and they'll make it into one thing, like a special off. Because I don't know, I can't remember if did they use Brown Ranger a lot, Hyperboy? Was he constantly used, or is it like a one-off secret thing?
If it's a one-off, then definitely, because I mean they used no, they didn't use Swan, did they?
They did Cat Ranger.
They used
1 hour morpher.
With a 1 hour morpher, we got Orange SPD as well. To be fair, I think most of the one-off Rangers. I mean, we got Christmas Ranger.
No, we didn't.
Did we not?
Not in Super Megaforce. They didn't do that. They got the Hybrid Ranger for RPM Gold, but they used that like twice. They used that twice.
So I mean, they have done like the one-off kind of thing. So I mean, Brown's a bit of a questionable one. I mean, it depends. What did the Brown look like?
I have no idea.
Just while I'm looking at this.
But that's how they got the Brown Ranger, so that's how we got a thingy. Oh, it was a one-off. Yeah, a one-off. So yeah, maybe one, like someone wants to be a ranger for a day, and that you can only use the power once.
It'll be a one use, because to be fair, I was half expecting it to look like a comedy ranger, but that actually looks sick.
I stopped watching Rear Soldier after.
It was an old man.
10.
But yeah, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, I reckon they could use that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, they'll use it as like a brother. Brother, where art thou?
All the other Rangers have lost their powers. Go and assist them and get them back.
Yeah, no one will suspect the Brown Ranger. Cool. Right, we are going to leave it there. So, where can everyone find you, Johnny?
I am found at the Geek Grid on YouTube or Twitch, basically.
Good.
It's a hint in the bottom left-hand corner. Yeah. So I was curious. What was the people that have been taking part? Thank you for chatting. Would you want something like this regularly?
Yes. Would you like regular things that we pop up like maybe once a week or once every couple of weeks?
See if we can get...
Yellow Rangers need to be the core of the show. I think so, but I think that obviously,
if you look back at the recent Yellow Rangers, I would definitely love a show based on some of those.
Yeah, I think they just wanted a break from using yellow this season, which is a bit of a crappy thing. I'm just going to answer. Everyone says yes, we want this to be like maybe a weekly or 2 weekly thing. So yeah, that's going to be the thing that they want. I'm going with that. So
Sweet.
Cool, guys. Thank you very much for answering.
Comment on the video with questions, and we'll look at trying to answer them for next time.
Yeah, just pop over to the Facebook page or put in the comments of this video what you'd like us to talk about, and we'll pick stuff off. We'll talk about it for the first hour, or then just turn into whatever we kind of want to talk about, because that's how it works. That's how all these things work.
I will try and persuade Mark to have a Power Ranger rap ready for the next one as well.
That's not going to happen. Oh yeah, Gia and Mark, the power couple. Oh yeah, they're so cool that they're together. Yeah. Your mother. I wish Rangers would use more damage. I would like them to use more damage morphers, but we could talk about that. Another one, like what happens if a morpher was damaged like Adams, but constantly? Like, would the Rangers use it? I think that'd be kind of a good topic. So, all right, I will leave it there. Thank you very much for everyone joining. If you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. Thank you to everyone joining in the chat. It's been great. Thank you for joining me on this lovely random talk that he was like, the Ninja Rangers would win.
Can't believe I said it. See y'all.
Yeah. See you later. Bye.